The headlines: 35 House of Rep members seek six-year tenure for president rotation among zones. Rivers High Court affirms 27 pro-Wike lawmakers still PDP members. Plateau curfew lifted on Mangu local government 5 months after. And on the foreign scene, Blinken arrives in Cairo at start of Middle East tour. Hello, welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Lilian Ogazi. And now to the story. A group of lawmakers in the House of Representatives are seeking alterations to the 1999 Constitution to pave the way for the rotation of the presidency among the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. They also want an amendment to the Constitution to provide for a single tenure of 6 years for the presidents and governors of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Speaking on behalf of the group on Monday in Abuja, the members representing Idiato South, Idiato North Federal Constituency Imo State Ikenga Uguchinyere said if implemented, it will reduce spending and wastage, create efficiency in governance and national stability.
We are seeking for all elections to be conducted in one day, reducing the cost of conducting election, getting more citizens involved on election day, and reducing to the barest minimum the possibility of rigging, because you will have those interested in the presidency, in the governorship, in the state assembly, in the national assembly, in the local government, all turning up to vote for their different candidates.
I'm sure those of you from Benue State know what is happening. If this can be accepted and adopted in the new coming constitution that is being proposed, the reviewed constitution, it will bring harmony and more development to those states.
Security and inclusiveness of all of us. You also will agree that at different times our interests could differ. Some persons would want to travel home because they have a candidate who wants to contest for probably the House of Assembly. And the other elections won't have anything to do with them, they don't bother. So if you aggregate diverse interests, you would find out that voter turnout would definitely improve.
We want to ensure that all potential of young people is utilized. That is by providing opportunity for a rotation from the presidency to the governorship and to local government election. Given this full participation, you will understand that people will have roles to play at different levels.
Moving on, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has assured investors that the National Assembly will make laws to encourage investment and protect local industries. Akpabio gave the assurance after leading the leadership of the Senate on a guided facility tour of the world's largest train refinery, Dangote Petroleum Refinery and fertilizer plant in Lekki, Lagos at the weekend. The Senate President was accompanied on the tour by the Deputy Senate President, Baru Jibrin, Senate Leader Oyemi Bamidele, Senate Deputy Leader, among others, were conducted around the huge industrial complex by the President of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, assisted by the group's Vice President for Oil and Gas, Divakumar Edwin. The Governor of Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, also joined them on the tour.
Well, for me, just to say congratulations, not just to Aliko Dangote, GCN, not just to the Governor of Lagos State, my brother Sanwo-Olu, that this is happening in his time. I would like to congratulate the President of Nigeria, who himself laid the foundation for the industrial growth of Lagos, and congratulate all Nigerians for what we are seeing here today. But his adherence to quality is what impresses me. The laboratories I've seen here, and even the explanation from the social media, that Belgium has finally realized the need to ban the exportation of bad fuel from their country to Nigeria, to West Africa as a whole. And then the linkage between the bad fuel that we inhale and also the cancer, the prevalence of cancer, not just in Lagos, but in the country. Total eye-opener. And I just want to say, the souls of all those who died as a result of West Africa being a dumping ground for European fuel that they couldn't consume in their country. rest in peace. And I want to thank Aliko for what they are doing. They are serving the future. And Nigerians will forever remember. Thank you. Thank you, President.
Meanwhile, the federal government said this year's Democracy Day celebration will kick off with a symposium on Tuesday, June 11th. The symposium is billed to hold at the State House Conference Center, Presidential Villa, Abuja at 9 a.m. Then by 6 p.m. on the same day, a youth conference will be held at the Ladi Kwali Hall, Abuja Continental Hotel. This is according to a statement on Sunday by the Director of Information and Public Relations in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Abdul Hakim Adeoye. The new Democracy Day was done to honor the acclaimed winner of the 1993 presidential election, the late Moshood Abiola. Now moving over to Rivers State, where a high court sitting in Port Harcourt has affirmed that Martin Awemile and the 26 other members of the Rivers State House of Assembly are still members of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Delivering judgments in Port Harcourt on Monday in a case filed by Hyacinth Amadi and Gaspar Obwa and Tonya Darius seeking to declare the seat of 27 lawmakers vacant. Justice Okobule Bassam of the Rivers State High Court held that the claimants failed to prove that the defendants, Martin Amewule and 26 other lawmakers, had actually defected to the APC. Justice Bassam further held that membership of a party is only proven by being listed on the party's register or by membership card, and that television ceremonies and/or verbal statements aren't enough to show same. The PDP had filed a motion to be joined in the case and were added as a fourth dependent.
Well, the case was about challenging the seat of the members of the State House of Assembly, led by the Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Martins Chike Amehule. The claimant has sought the relief of the court to declare their seats vacant. And of course, with what happened in court today, it's quite obvious they are unable to prove that indeed they have defected from PDP and has joined the APC. It's an issue of hard facts and of course the law. You don't just imagine defection and assume that it has occurred. It's something that must be predicated in law. And of course you must be seen to have proved that. Well, for the fact that there are similar matters in other courts, I may not be able to go further into this. But for the purposes of what has happened or the decision in the matter, at the instant matter, the justice is well served and quite predicated in law.
Meanwhile, gunmen have abducted passengers traveling to Abuja from Enugu State after attacking the 18-seater bus conveying them in Nasarawa State. The Police Public Relations Officer DSP Raman Nansel disclosed this to newsmen on Friday. Nansel said the police received information that 18-seater bus conveying passengers from Enugu State to Abuja was attacked at Doruwa Village, Nasarawa Kefi Road, and an unspecified number of people abducted. He added that 3 of the victims were later rescued after the police and other agencies launched an operation in the area. Nansel assured of an unrelenting effort from security agencies, stating that search and rescue operations are ongoing to arrest the criminals and rescue the victims. Troops of Operation World Punch and Operation Forest Sanity 2 have killed 2 bandits during clearance operation in Rijana General Area of Kacha Local Government Area of Kaduna State. This is coming less than 24 hours after troops took a fighting patrol to the Kacha Kajaru General Area, where they encountered bloodthirsty bandits and killed 5 of them on Sunday. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arwan, in a statement on Monday, disclosed that troops on clearance operation encountered some bandits in the gun dwell in the Rijana area and killed 2, while scores escaped with gunshot injury. According to him, the troops recovered 3 AK-47 rifles, 2 motorcycles, 2 AK-47 magazines, 19 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition, 2 mobile phones, and 2 MP3 players. Meanwhile, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command has confirmed the death of a final year student shot by suspected armed robbers. It was learned that armed robbers terrorizing the Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic Ikodosura school environment shot to death a final year student of Electrical Electronics Department identified as Savior. It was gathered that the incident happened on Saturday at about 8 p.m. when the victims tried dragging his cell phone with the robbers close to where he formerly lived at Ikodubu in Ikodekpene local government area. Speaking on the incident, Police Public Relations Officer ASP Tim Fonjon said the command was working to ensure that the culprits are apprehended. Meanwhile, the curfew imposed on the Mango local government area of Plateau State in the wake of violent attacks on communities in the area has been lifted 5 months after the stay-at-home order was issued. And a statement signed by the Director of Press and Public Affairs, Gayang Berry, said the decision to lift the order by Governor Caleb Muftang was taken after careful consultation with the State Security Council, giving a return to normalcy to the affected communities. The decision is also to pave the way for residents in the communities to engage in agricultural and economic activities. The statement said Muftang encouraged community leaders across the divides of faith and ethnicity to continue with strategic dialogue and nurturing trust, fostering tolerance and promoting better understanding among the people. The correspondent chapel of the Kano State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) has boycotted all activities relating to the Kano State government effective immediately. These developments followed after an emergency Congress meeting summoned by the chairman of the chapel, Aminu Ahmed Garko, on Monday. The outcome of the meeting attended by the correspondents was unanimously taken in response to the president's persistent and unacceptable maltreatment of members of the chapel in the state by the government and its agents while discharging primary assignments. The chapel urged all members to comply with this directive and join in the protest against the ill treatment of members in Kano. This is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Coming up, mothers react to Nigerian girls trafficked to Ghana. More news when we return. Do stay. You are welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is news updates coming to you from Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headline stories again. 35 House of Rep members seek 6-year tenure for president rotation among zones. Rivers Court affirms 27 pro-Wiki lawmakers still PDP. Now moving on, multimedia plays a crucial role in journalism, enhancing storytelling through a blend of text, images, videos, and audio. Through this approach makes news stories more engaging and accessible to diverse audiences. Recognizing this, Daily Trust Foundation, through its Media Enterprise Lab project, has initiated a training program for journalists, both freelance and non-freelance, on multimedia skills. Noel Sampson attended the opening session of the training and has more details.
A freelance journalist is a self-employed writer who tackles contract work, one-off pieces, or regular assignments from newspapers, magazines, companies, and other organizations. This training is crucial for equipping participants with skills needed to excel in today's multimedia-driven landscape.
Of being a multimedia journalist is not something that you can just on the streets. Something you have to learn. You have to attend this kind of workshop. You have to be trained to be a better journalist in this regard. And that is why I'm saying that you are lucky to be one of those people that are here today. And I want to assume that whatever you learn today, you put them into good uses to sharpen your skill and become better journalists in whatever you do.
So freelance journalists play a crucial role in covering the gaps where media organizations can't even cover certain stories or even give amplification as certain stories deserve. So that's the role and the space that the freelance journalists or independent journalists can actually occupy. So it's a good thing that what we are here doing at this workshop is, for example, someone like me being a speaker as well as somebody who is a trainer and a mentor can add value to how we can take freelance journalism and independent journalism in Nigeria to the next frontier.
Training is important because without it, you wouldn't have the skills that you will need to practice. You wouldn't have the confidence that you will need to practice. You wouldn't have also the ability and the zeal to come into the industry and do very well in this job. So the sort of training we are providing today and throughout this week is mainly to prepare the journalists to go out in the field and perform very well in their own profession.
Some participants shared their experiences so far in the training, their goals for the remainder of the program, while expressing gratitude to Daily Trust Foundation for the opportunity.
We just finished the discussion now for the morning, and it's very, very impactful. I don't know how to, if I want to put it in words, it's huge.
I'm really counting it as a real privilege to be one of those who were selected for this special program. For a start, I really have to commend the organizers of this event, because being a multimedia journalist is really something every journalist needs now. Like, we need diversity in skills. So it's really been a great time. The tips and the experience they've shared so much has been really impactful.
And I learned something new today, which is independence journalism. I never knew there was something like that, or it was being classified as that. Maybe I knew that was something happened, something like that was, but I didn't know the definition. So that's what I learned, and I am hoping to learn more.
Media training helps aspiring journalists hone their writing, reporting, interviewing, and storytelling skills. It teaches them how to conduct research, gather information from sources, craft compelling stories, and present their work in an informative, engaging, and effective manner. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now moving on, following the recent discovery of teenage Nigerian girls trafficked to Ghana for the purpose of prostitution, mothers in Imo State have come out to condemn the disturbing trend. Trust TV's Ajibade Praise has the details.
Though the girls have been rescued and are now in safe hands at the Nigeria Embassy in Ghana, courtesy of the Diaspora Ministry, led by Abike Dabiri Erewa, who said they are expected to be ferried back to Nigeria in no distant time.
That's one Nigerian guy.
Yes, has brought these ladies there, maltreating them, beat them, send them for prostitution and other things. So we
prostitution?
Yes. So we sent our rescue team to go for the girls. So when they went there this morning, fortunately they were able to get all of them from the guy, and we was able to apprehend the guy who was arrested.
Parents, especially mothers who brought their minds on the matter, discouraged the act. They urge parents to be vigilant and pay keen attention to their children and never be carried away by any promise of a better life outside the shores of Nigeria, which they are not sure of.
You shouldn't allow anybody to come and tell you that I want to take your child to somewhere where she will make money for you. Once they are saying that kind of thing, please just reject it and tell them that you don't want.
I know the country is very hard and it's not really easy now. Things are really happening, but that does not give you a license for you to just release your child just like that to people.
My advice is that if you have a female child, make sure that you send that child by yourselves.
Speaking further, the mothers reiterated their call on the state and federal governments to provide better living conditions for Nigerians to mitigate the dangerous trend.
The government too is that they should try hard to provide jobs for the people so that the world, the Nigeria will be a place of safety and love. We can come together and make it a better place.
Well, I would advise the government to provide jobs for those upcoming girls like 15, 16 years. Government should help us and provide jobs for them.
While they blamed the parents of the teenage girls for the negligence, they said the bulk of the blame is on the leadership of the country, who failed to provide the actual dividends of democracy, a scenario that has made most youths lose hope in their motherland and are all in a haste to flee out of the country following the prevailing hardship. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
Now moving on. Recognizing the social and economic benefits of preserving cultural heritage is key to promoting growth and development. This was highlighted at the Jigawa Fishing Festival held at Kalgwai Dam in the Oyo local government area, Hadejia Emirate, Jigawa State. The report.
For the first time in 8 years, the festival brought together fishermen from various villages within the Hadejia Emirate. The participants showcased their fishing skills with catches ranging from 0 to 100 kilograms while impressing the audience. Despite some fishermen expressing concerns about the river's fish population, others found the catches during the competition to be commendable. The Jigawa state government said it organized the festival to promote unity, peace, and open new economic opportunities for the participating communities.
I'm the Commissioner for Agriculture, Jigawa State, and we have done a lot. We were given all the necessary support to organize this event. This is one of our activities. You know how our culture is, and we have fishermen in the state. Therefore, when we come to this this is the third time when it was prepared. Alhamdulillah, we get all the necessary support from His Excellency. And you see how you see the situation now. Everybody is happy.
We thank God for really giving us the opportunity to witness yet another annual fishing festival here in Kalgwai. It is an annual fishing festival that showcases the potential that we have in the fisheries. And this one is going to be a different one from the other years, because this one, in this festival, we intend to showcase our water potentials, our natural potentials, so that we attract investors into the fishing industry.
Governor Umar Namadi praised the fishermen's efforts and promised that the festival would become an annual event to capitalize on the fishing sector's economic potential.
And so we are doing the third one today. And this fishing festival is very, very important to us because it's part of our 12-point agenda, both of agriculture, fishery, and also animal husbandry. Therefore, today we are also fulfilling one of our 12 points agenda, and looking at the turnout of people and the way they have shown interest in this, we feel this is an event that we will continue to do it yearly, not after taking long period like this.
Winners in various competition categories, including the biggest fish catcher, calabash floating race, swimming, underwater stamina, and tug of war between butchers and fishermen, received prizes such as motorcycles, sewing machines, grinding machines, water pumps, and cash rewards ranging from 50,000 to 500,000 naira.
Now moving over to business, the currency's value in circulation has risen to 3.97 trillion naira at the end of May, representing an all-time high and a 1.07% increase over the previous month. The data released on the Central Bank of Nigeria's website on Sunday indicated that the currency in circulation has been rising consistently over the months from 3.92 trillion naira in April to 3.86 trillion naira in March. According to the CBN, currency in circulation at 3.87 trillion naira in March, representing about 4.76% month-on-month increase from 3.69 trillion naira in February 2024. Meanwhile, currency outside banks also increased progressively during the first quarter, growing from 3.28 trillion naira in January to 3.41 trillion naira and 3.63 trillion naira in February and March, respectively. The data revealed that over 90% of currency in circulation is held outside of the banking system, indicating Nigerians are holding more cash. Currency in circulation represents banknotes and coins that have been produced and issues for use in the economy. And to the foreign scene, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived Egypt on Monday at the start of a regional tour to push for a much-awaited Gaza ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Blinken is expected to hold closed-door talks with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in Cairo before heading to Jerusalem later on Monday to meet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Egypt, the first Arab state to recognize Israel and sign a peace treaty with it in 1979, has long mediated between Israel and Palestine officials. Sisi and Blinken are expected to discuss plans to reopen Rafah border crossing between Egypt and Gaza, a key conduit for aid into the besieged territory, which has been closed for a month since Israeli troops seized its Palestinian side. The troops' U.S. diplomats' 8th visit to the region since war broke out in early October is intended to gather support for a proposal announced on May 31st by U.S. President Joe Biden. Well, with that, we've come to the end of news updates here on Trust TV. Do also follow us across all our social media platforms for more news programs and documentaries. My name is Lilian Ogazi. Thanks for watching and bye for now.